you're live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Thursday Night Live here at the Curvy Fox Boutique. I am Molly, and joining me now is Jacob. If you didn't know, we are a husband and wife pair, and we recently have become the other half of the owners here at the Curvy Fox Boutique. So tonight we just wanted to sit down with you guys and talk a little about who we are, where we come from, what we do, and why we're really excited to be here with you.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, we are the Curvy Fox Boutique. We are a plus-size exclusive boutique located in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. You can find us at 1531 Haynes Mall Boulevard. We are right in front of the Walmart. I could open my back door and hear your cookout order if you're local, so you know where we are. We also do all of our shipping, so we'll ship online from anywhere, and we have a Shopify page. So if you don't find what you're looking for in the store, you might find our additional selection there. So, with that being said, hey, honey.
Hey, sweetie.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm pretty good. So, I met Phyllis through Girl Scouts. So, I started at the Girl Scouts, oh goodness, in 2013.
It's been a minute.
Does that sound right? I think that sounds right.
You're asking the right person because this is before I met you.
And she was a service unit specialist, which for anybody that doesn't know, that is someone that leads a group of Girl Scout troops in one area. So it's a very big job. And we met because I was working for council and she was doing that position. And we worked together for a long time. And I learned very quickly that Phyllis is a very efficient person. She cares a lot about her girls and everything that she does, and that I was always going to get the honest and straightforward truth from her. And those were three things I really liked. They were good qualities to have. So how did you come to work with the Curvy Fox?
You told me to. I'm kidding.
That's not wrong. You're right.
So about a year ago, I knew that I had been doing... Okay, let me back up. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jacob. I do film, media, photography, and things of that like that. And so about a year ago, while Phyllis and Coral were doing their lives, I brought in some of my equipment, and we've been slowly increasing the production value of the show, so to speak, and part of that is, and so that's kind of where I got involved initially. But of course, just being around these women and being around these folks, like I've really seen it become a community and a group that cares about each other, like even just the customers that walk in, like, and so like that really is what kind of helped hook me granted I was already here doing video and things of that nature, and I had done some photography for the store as well. Like that was really what kind of hooked me. And then when the opportunity arose for us to become more vested in it, I guess would be a good word, I thought it a good opportunity, and it became a group that I'm very happy to be a part of. For some of y'all may have seen me here at the store some days. I'm still learning. There's definitely a learning curve when it comes to women's fashion, but I am trying my best to pick it up as quickly as possible.
You're doing great.
But yeah, and that's kind of where I came in on it. So I've known Phyllis about a year, I guess, by that. Yeah. Like, I mean, I knew her, seen her at some things we'd gotten.
Yes, prior to that, the Girl Scouts and such, yeah. So for those of you who don't know, the Curvy Fox had a little bit of a humble beginning. So Coral and Phyllis, who were co-service unit specialists, got together and they kind of started the Curvy Fox. And I remember when they first started, because they would do parties in like Phyllis's garage. So I remember going to Phyllis's house, and she just had like racks of clothes in her garage, and we were so excited because they were these cute plus size clothes, which are so hard to find sometimes. And she had like little snacks and all that kind of stuff, and I was just so excited to get to go and hang out with people that I had mostly just known through Girl Scouts in a more like personal way, and really start to get to know them through that. And as they got up, and grew up in their business and they outgrew Phyllis's garage, they moved across the plaza here into one space and then quickly outgrew that one and moved to where we are now. So I've kind of been a part of the Curvy Fox for a while, at least on the customer side. And then as Jacob was talking about, once we started doing the filming and such, I started doing the modeling. And that's what really, for me, brought me in a lot more in depth into contemporary plus size fashion. So my background is actually in theater. I went to to Greensboro College, which is right next to UNCG.
I'm the UNCG.
That's where I was going with that thought. Yeah. So it's funny because we actually went to college at the same time, right across the street from each other, basically, and never interacted at all.
Paths,
probably. Went to a party together, did something, but just never met. Yep. So I took costuming classes, I did, studies of fashion, things like that, but never really got into fashion until later in life. And the big thing that it was for me was when we were about to get married. Mm-hmm. So I think I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again because this is a big part of my why with the Curvy Fox. So when we were getting married, which I'll let him tell you a little bit about how we met and all of that, because I just think it's part of our story. So,
do you want to go with that?
No, I'm going to tell my dress story first, and then you can tell that story.
Okay.
So when we were getting married, of course, I wanted to go find a wedding dress. So I started here in Winston-Salem, as you do, and I didn't necessarily want to go to a big box bridal store, like a big box retailer. I wanted that, intimate boutique experience where you go and you make your appointment and it's just you for that one-on-one time for the bridal consultation, and they give you water or champagne or whatever. And so I made those appointments and got there and was so excited, and literally they could not put a single dress on my body.
I remember you.
They had to hold the dresses up in front of me and pin them to me and be like, "Oh, just imagine what this will look like when we order it in your size." But I couldn't, because it was a dress that maybe would have fit on one of my thighs. It was a formal gown size 4 or 6, which fits a standard size 0, maybe a 2. So it was heartbreaking.
I remember you calling me that afternoon, just upset, because you'd been out with friends and you were super excited going, and then you were just nothing fit, nothing, and just that experience that you want to have as a bride.
Yeah.
Now you were able to somewhere else.
So I had to drive all the way to Raleigh to find a boutique where I could do that. So, and I finally did get to put some dresses on. In the end, my very best friend custom made my entire wedding dress because I just couldn't find something that really fit all my needs. And she's an incredible dressmaker and costumer, so,
I don't think you were getting into that wedding without that custom anyway.
No, probably not.
She'd have
but
thrown
we
it on
needed
you.
to have an idea of what I wanted, and the only way to do that is to try on dresses.
Yeah, and that's something that I'm seeing here, just in regular formal is again, it may look good on the rack, but it does, it's going to look different on the body.
Absolutely. And being able to go to that boutique finally in Raleigh and have that moment where they could zip that dress all the way up and come out and have that wow moment in front of my friends and stand in front of that mirror, and they add the veil or they give you the little fake flowers, and you're like, holy moly, now I'm a bride. I'm really doing this. I'm going to get married. This big moment that you see in movies and on TV and, we say is such a big thing, which it was, don't get me wrong, but, everybody should have that. And that for me was a big motivator when we had the conversation about coming to the Curvy Fox, and then had an even bigger conversation with Phyllis about going further into our formal and wedding dress. lines.
Yeah,
So
which has been more of a recent change to our lineup is us kind of moving into more formal wear and things like that.
right.
So, now as far as how Molly and I met, so our friends every Halloween, give or take, will have a murder mystery, and they had met some of my good friends from a long time ago. If they're watching, hey Chris, and they had met Molly at what is a Nordic LARP. Molly and I are both nerds. We're both LARPers.
Big old nerds.
Yep. And they met her there and had invited her to the murder mystery. And she was the murderer in the end, and and the victim was one of my close friends, Wes. And at that point I was hooked. Like, once she had killed my friends, was.
Stab a friend in the back, fall in love.
It's a good thing. But we started talking, and about a month or two later, we were dating, and within 6 months, she had moved in with her 2 kitties, who are very much our loves, Sasha and Emmett.
Yeah.
And now let's see.
And you became a cat dad.
I became a cat dad very quickly.
You never had a cat.
I'd had one when I was a young child that I barely remembered, but my family was never really big cat people, and so it was a new thing. But now I would die for those cats.
I know.
Cats over dogs. Equal, depends on the day. Two different types of animals. John, who's one of our wonderful folks that helps out here, he just said cats over dogs, and I said, it depends on the mood.
Fair.
But, yeah.
I grew up with both, so I understand.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then we dated for 4 or 5 years before we got engaged.
You gave me the timeline.
Oh, I did give you a timeline.
5 years.
I said shit or get off the pot, sir.
Yep. If I didn't propose or decide what I wanted to do within 5 years, she was gonna go. So
we were in our 30s, so it was basically like, hey, we're a committed relationship,
But so at about 4.5 years, because I'm always a last minute person.
Yeah.
This was during the pandemic, or like right at the tail end of 2020. So not a lot of the restaurants were open, including the one where we had sort of our first, not really our first date, but it was our first one that we got together and like had that moment of like, I think we should be a couple, and like I think we should see where this goes. And so I actually got a hold of them, and they helped me out. They set us up a little table outside, and what was the name of the restaurant?
You have to put me on the spot like that, didn't you?
Yep.
Keep going, it'll come to me.
So they set us at a table. They gave us our food.
The Westtown Cafe.
Westtown Cafe here in Winston-Salem. Little shout out to a local business as well. But they were very kind. They let us sit there as long as we wanted to. And right after the main meal, but before dessert, I got on my knee and said my spiel. And
you did.
Fortunate for me, she said yes. And
I did, in fact.
And then we set a date for the 22. I wasn't going to go full date.
Okay. I was like, are you going to mess up our wedding date?
No, I know it. I'm just not going to say it on live.
That's fair.
I was just going to say the year.
And then we had an awesome, epic wedding.
Yes, we did.
That our friends still talk about being awesome and epic.
So we definitely come from a place of knowing how to do things epically, and we do hope to carry that on with Curvy Fox.
Yeah. So Jacob, what do you feel like you bring to the Curvy Fox in a business sense?
You had to clarify with the business sense, because I was going to make the joke of just like humor and tired. I don't know. So my history outside of media and film is I was fortunate to have the experience of running a furniture company with my father for about 6 years, and in that time I kind of helped turn it around from a point of way too much debt, and it is something that I, in retrospect, am very proud of. And I'm hoping to, not that this place is in debt, but just I am hoping to bring some of those same talents here in terms of money management and just sort of, as Molly tends to point out, I try to monetize everything.
Sure.
And she, I think, believes that if I am doing that for a company, that should be helpful. But a lot of, you'll probably see me more with posts going up or just general social media management, probably a good phrase. Constantly trying new bits of technology to help us with our streams and our lives and our things, including having a monitor and such like that. So I'm very much the techie, IT kind of I'm also apparently building things, so I mean, like it's kind of a
jack of all trades
sort of situation. Yeah, that's where I'm standing right now. Let's see. I'm trying to think of a good question to ask you, because you're asking me all the questions, and I'm feeling you were mad about putting on the spot earlier. Now it's time to put you on the spot more.
Go for it.
What does Molly bring to the Kirby Fox?
That's fair. I mean, I can sit here and tell you, she brings style, grace, and all this.
Miss United States.
But no, like she has come in with you've come in with a lot of really good ideas, and you've already started to implement them, and I feel like we're starting to see good kind of returns on that. So I'd love to hear a little bit more about what your ideas are, or what things you bring to the table, and what ideas you may have for the future.
Sure. So when we became part of the Kirby Fox, a lot of what I wanted to do was kind of mainstream our boutique side. So really get a more focused area and try less to focus on pleasing everyone. So really to carry some specific lines. So I really knew that we had a great opportunity to focus on our retro looks, because those are things that are harder to find for plus size women, but are very flattering to plus size women from certain eras. I wanted to focus on finding quality bohemian styles, because those are also styles that are flowy and yet very flattering and are very on trend right now. And then I wanted to focus on good, structured, casual, chic items that could be worn for the office, for the businesswoman, things like that. So I wanted to make sure we were doing that, as well as keeping some of our signature items like our JDKs, our Ancaras, and a couple of our real specific lines like that. However, then I did really want to focus on the formal wear, like I've talked about, because of that experience I had. So when I came in, I got to go to Atlanta Market with Phyllis, which I know some of you guys have watched or heard about our experience there. It was amazing. And since then, I think I've really learned a lot about the fashion industry and just about the boutique business in general. So when we went to our show recently, Sugar Mamas, and I walked around to some of the other vendors there, I was like, I recognize every single one of these brands. You know, it's the same brands over and over. It's Umji and Easel and Hayden and Hasten, and you know those brand signatures, and you know which ones start to really fit what look and those kinds of things. So I think I am starting to really bring an eye for what is popular, an eye for what is quality. I believe very much in, if you should invest in a good piece, not just a cheap piece. I think you should have signature items in your closet that are part of a capsule. So those are all things that I feel like I really bring to the table in terms of our product, our inventory, as well as I like to contribute to our social media. I add my little Stylist Molly tips, because I do feel like I have a good awareness of different body shapes and different styles, and how you can really flatter yourself with those various shapes.
And I'm really looking forward to a point where you start to be able to use that bit of advice for men's sizes, because that's definitely long term one of the ideas that one of the thoughts that has kind of fermented here a little bit from time to time is the idea of the big and bearded.
Sorry.
It's all right.
You're good. To start to cater to those of us guys that are a little rounder in the waistline or taller, and sometimes finding something that fits both of those is difficult. Excuse me.
Yeah, so you kind of jumped ahead of me because I was going to ask, where do you see the Curvy Fox in 5 years? Was going to be my question, and I know that we have kind of already shot around the idea of eventually having a men's line in a menswear store called the Big and Bearded, as we affectionately refer to it, where we can do similar things. We can add signature stylish lines for men that are larger, because you guys have the same problems that we have as women. Your shirts are cut too short, your shoulders are funky, they're just not made for your body style.
That's one of the things that was one of the random things I was going to tell as far as talking about the Big and Bearded and that struggle is that, like, about once a year, every couple of years or something, you'll have me pull out all my t-shirts.
And we did the arm test. And he has to hold his arms up and see how much tummy shows.
Yep, and if it's any, she's like, get rid of it.
Get rid of it. That t-shirt's got to go.
Yep, it's time for that one to retire.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So, and I mean, and that's, no matter who you are, that's not a good feeling. That's not something you want. But I mean, here, one thing that I like, even just like right now, it's of course focused on women's clothing, but something I love about this place is that I don't know that I've seen someone come in and not be able to find something that fits, whether or not they purchase it or not, that's neither here nor there, but like being able to come in and find that thing that fits. And like the times that I've been here for when ladies have come in to like get a prom dress or a mother of the bride dress or something, and that moment that they put it on and they get that experience of like, oh my God, I look great, or oh, this looks great on me. And I've seen it both during our lives with our models. I've seen it with customers, and it's inspiring for lack of a better term. And that actually does give me a thought to ask what your experiences are when you've modeled, and what we like, because normally on a Thursday night we have models here and that are trying on some of our recent things that have come in, but last couple of weeks we've had different types of things.
It's the busy time of year. Schedules just haven't lined up, and that's been okay.
Yeah.
So some of the things that I really experienced when I was first modeling with the Curvy Fox were, one, do not judge the garment by what it looks like on a hanger. Always be willing to try it on, because you never know what it's actually going to look like on your body. It may look completely different on than it does on the hanger, because there are definitely some items in our store that I've seen come in and we put it on a hanger and I'm like, oof. But then I put it on and I'm like, oh, this is lovely. This is, the pleasant surprise. Also, don't be afraid of colors. I have never been a yellow or an orange girl, really, but there have been some very pretty items that I've modeled and then ended up buying in color tones that I never thought I would wear. As well as sometimes you have to walk and model things that are not necessarily your style, but you have to put them on for someone else whose style they might be.
Right.
And you really have to find the thing about that garment that you like. So being willing to walk up there in that bodycon dress, even though you don't necessarily like where it's hugging all of your curves. Maybe your husband up behind the camera does.
It's a great job.
Or someone else out there might be like, wow, I actually think she looks good in that, and I'm about her size. I could wear that dress. Mm-hmm. And being able to do that and possibly empower another woman to do it is a really good feeling.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How would you encourage women who are either just customers coming in or just in general who may be watching that want to come model for us? Like, just
do it. We're always looking for models. Come in. We do it every Thursday, 8 p.m. Just come on in. If you have something in particular you'd like to model for us, tell us. We are always happy to let you pick something out. If there's something specific you're like, I really want to try this on and walk it, we're not going to tell you no. If there's something we put on you and you're like, I really cannot go out in front of a camera in this, we're not going to make you. We're never going to force you. And we love having our customers come in and model because, one, you guys give the best feedback. Two, you make fantastic models because I can't tell you how many times we've had a customer put something on and walk down the center aisle and be absolutely glowing in an item, and then that item fly off the shelf because other people see how happy it makes that person, or that person is shaped differently than other people, because we are not like normal models. We're not all in that cookie cutter. We're not all a certain shape, a certain size. We're not like Rockettes. You have to be a certain height, weight, hair color,
Well, I mean,
all that stuff.
that makes sense when you're all trying to kick in line. It's probably good.
I didn't say it was a bad idea for Rockettes, but we don't want that. We want all body sizes, all shapes, anything in that range, 14 and up. We want them all. Pear-shaped, square-shaped, apple-shaped, hourglasses, everybody.
And you mentioned about things looking different on the body than they do on the rack or on the hanger, and it's something I've said a number of times is that a hanger's for storage, the body's for display. The body's, that sounds terrible. The body, what's a better way to say that? The body is more for no, that's still bad.
So on a hanger, you're not getting any shaping. You're not getting any curves. You're not getting any lines. You're not getting any voluptuousness. You're not getting any filling, basically. You're just getting a garment that is hanging straight.
Yep.
You're not seeing what it's going to look like. That's why you've got to put it on, because it's going to meld and shape to you and what you look like. John has passed us a few questions. He has some excellent questions for us, so we're going to ask a few of them.
Very handy for those of us that are having stuck in a deer in headlights at the camera.
Like Jacob is a little bit.
I'm normally on the other side. For those of y'all who have tuned in before, I'm the voice a lot of times on the other side of the mic. I'm much more comfortable behind the camera. I've been doing it for a couple decades. Being in front of the camera is a newer experience, but Molly said that it was good for me to meet everybody.
It is. So let's ask John's questions. Let's talk about the events we have coming up, some things we have new in the store, and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay, I did want you to mention kind of how the Sugar Mamas went.
I will do that as well.
So,
all right. Anyway. So John's first question says, what pros does the Curvy Fox have over the big box store?
Personally, what I've seen at the very least is the personal touch, and it's knowing that when you come in, you've got someone. Again, when I'm by myself, I'm learning, but Phyllis, Molly, if they're here, Ellen, they are great. John. John has more experience than I do with that.
John is a good hype man. I'll tell you, he will gas you up. You can put on a dress and he'll be like, "Yes, ma'am, that looks good." He will, and he'll tell you.
Yep, and
he'll tell you when it doesn't look good.
He will also tell you when it doesn't look good. He's a very honest man.
Yeah. So there's a reason you and Phyllis are good friends.
Yes.
And that completely threw my brain out.
So sorry. We're talking about the personalized experience you get when you come in. Yes, for sure. And we do try really hard to give you that one-on-one attention. Pardon John as he walks across our camera view.
Yeah, and it is. It's that one-on-one, or sometimes when you've got a lot of people here, it ends up being like 5 people talking to you at once. But it's that ability to not just work with you to find what you want, but what works best with what you want in terms of if you got a color, trying to find the right color and the right size and cut. And that's something that I've seen here time and time again that I think that I never see working well in a big box store.
Yeah. And so I agree. And I think that not only do we give that really personalized experience, but we have tried to really curate a collection in the store. So Phyllis and I take a lot of time to say, okay, that skirt will go with this shirt, and this shirt will go with those pants. And we've really tried to make a collection. You're not necessarily, go ahead,
Yep.
trying.
Cameo.
Guest visit. Phyllis is here. We aren't just buying, 15 of this one item in every size from this one line. You're not walking into just, hey, here's all the this and here's this and here's this, but there's no comprehensive look to it. You're not getting, here's the section of all retro, here's the section of all bohemian. That is what the boutique experience is. It's the personalized experience, it's the collection, it's shopping small. It's knowing that you are coming to support a person, that you are here for a local business. You're not just paying a corporate salary. You're not paying that manager salary, that CEO salary. You're paying the local Girl Scout leader. You're supporting, the local people that are coming out to your church fairs and your festivals, or volunteering and giving back.
And I think, and to steal a line from Cheers, it really does become a place where everyone knows your name when you come in. And I'm still learning it, because there's been times where I've been sitting over here and somebody may be walking in, I'm like, oh, we have a customer, and then Phyllis is like, oh, that's such and such, and immediately knows who they are and knows what they're looking for.
That is one of the most impressive things about Phyllis. She can tell you our regular customers, what size they wear, what they're looking for, that they like this X, Y, and Z, what their preference is in dress, what size JDK they wear, like right down to it. She learns them, because they're people.
Yeah.
And it's that Cheers effect that you're talking about.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the, outside of just the good stock that we carry, I think that is one of the biggest things is that makes this better than your box stores, is that you walk in a box store, it's, someone that's working there that's, probably is only there for the paycheck, is only there to work. But in here, this is our life. This is our, this is
our livelihood.
Live, eat, and breathe it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have no idea what's on the line for me right now.
Yeah.
Some of us do. But yeah.
So John's other question was, are we local? And I think we've touched on that a little bit, or versus, are we a big box store? And the answer is we are local. And like we've said, we are making our livings. This is our store. It's our bread and butter. It supports our families, and while yes, we absolutely will ship anywhere nationwide, please check out our website, thecurvyboxboutique.com. We're happy to ship out, so if you see us online, you see one of our models walking something you're interested in, please check out our website. You can check out our social medias. I love to post about the new things we have coming in. Jacob and Phyllis do as well. And you can check out our Shopify page, where I will always add in new styles that are not in the store, but that we can carry and get for you.
Yeah, and actually that is something to clarify a little bit that I'm learning, or that I'm realizing about all of our different avenues. Is so we have the website, www.thecurvyfoxboutique.com, and on that the shop links to our store page. Like when you click on shop all or shop on that website, that brings you to a website that has what we have in stock.
Yes, correct.
That is our physical stock. However, our Shopify page, which I believe is shopify.com/thecurvyfoxboutique or something to that effect, that is going to be our wider selection of things that we may not have in store. We may, but yeah. Both are completely viable options in terms of shopping.
Absolutely.
But that was something that took me a minute to kind of understand, that there are two shops.
I know the intricacies of women's fashion and what we do. I know.
I'm learning.
You are learning very well. I'm also learning that both of us talk with our hands a lot as I'm monitoring and watching this chat. I'm like, we are very animated.
I get it honest.
Oh, I do too.
If you've ever, and my mom may be watching, because I know that she started to watch. I don't know if I know she does it too, so that's why I'm like, sometimes I'm like sitting here and Here, it's more holding my arms down, not trying to look all.
So you asked about the Sugar Mama experience.
Yes.
So recently we did a local event at the Sugar Mama experience, which was at Ace Acres in Clements.
Not Arbor.
Not Arbor Acres, honey. Someone showed up at the wrong location when we were
Yeah.
trying to load in because
And I had all the fixtures. Phyllis had all the clothing.
sometimes we don't know what to do with him. It's fine. He got there eventually. But it was a lovely experience. It is a beautiful event space. I would highly recommend to anyone that was ever looking for an event space to do something. We met lots of very interesting other vendors. We saw other boutiques. We did some sales. We lined up a few bridal consultations that we're hoping will come in and see us for their bridal needs. And we got to see our friends at Winston-Salem Fashion Week, which for me was the highlight because they're always good to connect with.
Those are beautiful
And
dresses,
touch
yeah.
base, yes, and touch base about making sure that we would be with them again this year. So we will be walking in Winston-Salem Fashion Week again this year, as well as I got to talk to a wonderful designer. Her name is Mariah. She had her wedding dress on display at the event. It was stunning, and it actually had a completely removable skirt that revealed a second dress underneath it.
What are we talking
So she wore the skirt for her actual wedding ceremony, and then it came off, and she had her reception dress under it. And I just thought that was the neatest concept. And she actually said she was interested for Fashion Week in doing a plus-size wedding gown for her show.
Awesome.
Which I thought was great. So we commiserated and talked a lot about that and why it's so important, as we've talked about. So for me, that might have been the highlight of my show, to know that there was an independent designer that too knew and understood and wanted to address that problem that we have.
And we're talking to a couple of designers in that
We
regard
are.
about trying to find some more specifically for plus size and especially your structured outfits and things like that.
Yes, so some exciting things that are coming. We are talking to some local designers about doing some custom-made pieces just for the store. We also have the block party coming up on June 14th. So we will be right here in our plaza. The stores in our area will be participating with us. We'll have a DJ. We're reaching out to look for some other vendors and all kinds of fun things happening. So save the date. So
Water.
Phil says we're going to do a water activity. She's shaking a water bottle at me.
I wasn't sure if that was if it doesn't rain or if it.
Water activity.
Water
No,
activity.
yes, we'll do a water activity for the
I'll be
kids.
honest, I was thinking lights. We're gonna do something with lights or things.
We're pantomiming, guys. We're rolling with it here.
So I picked up a water bottle out of my garbage can.
So what else do we have coming up?
The pageant,
So we are working with,
Miss Elite America,
thank you, Miss Elite America, which is doing a pageant in,
Valdez.
thank you. She's going to keep feeding this to me because my brain just keeps
I'm about to give her
losing
my
it.
mic.
In Valdez, North Carolina.
She's saying,
We
"No,
are
not
actually
tonight."
one of the big
I'm eating my
pageant
salad.
sponsors. So we are very excited to be working with them. And we are continuing to get new things in every day. So we have new formal on its way. We have some more things that are still coming in from when we went to Atlanta Fashion Market. And we will have things coming in all the way through July.
And in 2 weeks, we are going to be going live, hopefully from the pitch competition.
And if you can't hear her, in 2 weeks, we will be going live from the pitch competition, which is a piece that Phyllis has been participating in. She's been taking classes, and she will be doing a pitch to raise awareness and potentially get some funding for the store. So very excited about that. Sure, John, you can bring some of the new formals in. So John would like to show off some of the gorgeous new formals we've gotten in store. So you can see these beautiful mermaids that have come in recently. These are the same style. You can see this one is in black, this one is in white, and this one does come in many other colors.
So these are the mermaid dresses.
Yes.
That's what you're referencing when you say mermaid dresses.
This is the mermaid dress, yes.
See?
So
Learning.
hoping next time we go live, we will be walking all our new formal gowns for you. Also be lookout for our new bridal coming to our website.
And if you're interested in modeling some of our formal, like we were saying, I believe.
Let us know. We always need models on Thursday nights at 8 p.m.
Technically, we need them here closer to 7.
Okay, fair. Yeah, you can bring that one over too. That's another gorgeous new one. Now that baby needs to be steamed. So please be aware, we have not steamed her yet. Please ignore the wrinkles, but
we
she
do
is
always-
very, very
we do
pretty.
steam all of our stuff.
Look at that gorgeous bodice. She is boned. It has all of the pretty sparkles.
Corseted, isn't it?
Yes, it is corseted.
Corseted back.
Yep, you can see the corseted back. The straps that crisscross and go across your back.
Too pretty. And I can get that in like 10 colors.
And we can get that style in like 10 different colors. So, very pretty. But you will see all of those next time we are live, hopefully. If not, at some point when we are live, when we show off all our wonderful new formals that we have in store. So, a shout out to all our great models out there. We're missing you guys. We hope you're all okay. Sending you love, Zoe, Janelle, Lonnie, everybody. We miss you. Please come see us when you can. Elena, Ellen, all of you. It's kind of lonely in the store without you.
It's a little quiet.
Yeah. But anyways, we have been the Curvy Fox Boutique. Again, we are located in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, 1531 Haynes-Mall Boulevard. Don't forget to check out all our social medias and our website. And with that being done, take care of each other.
Have a good night.
Thanks, guys. You want me to keep talking? And I have to forget that Jacob has me out here in front of the camera and the off is in the back. So
Yeah, so
we're
I
just
have
gonna
to walk all the way back
hang out and
here.
vamp. Do.
Hey, y'all.
Phyllis says hello. She's coming in from her pitch competition. She's eating her salad. She's gonna sit over there.
Right, because I have on an edible dress, and I don't go live in edible clothes.
Yes,
that's
we don't go live in edible clothes.
Good night, everyone, and have a
That
wonderful
sounds
evening.
wrong. You're